This is Garibaldi Square in Mexico City, and these are real live mariachis. If you're wondering what brought us down here, here's a hint. This is Sports Illustrated staff photographer Peter Reed Miller. Peter was recently assigned by his editors at Sports Illustrated to shoot Mexican wrestlers or Lucha Libres. This is Mexico City native David Cruz.
Hola amigos from the United States.
David is a photo student and was our expert translator. And that's me. My name is Max, and I'm the man with the point-and-shoot camera documenting this wacky trip. Our story began at U.S. Customs. It's only a couple of blocks east of Los Angeles International Airport.
What is it? What do we have here?
We have our customs list, which will help us get back into the United States, but hopefully any list with stamps on it is always good.
After a long day of travel, the Fiesta Americana sign in front of our hotel was a welcome sight. The next morning, we headed over to the Arena Mexico to begin a shoot that would span 4 days and more than 60 wrestlers.
Getting in here yesterday, getting the gear set up went a lot better than I expected. The van was a little late at the hotel. It was a little small. We had to add a cab to the convoy. Needed some air in the tires, a few things like that. But once we got here and they showed us the gym on the 4th floor, and we thought, no, there was no elevator. But we're in a wonderful spot. We've got plenty of room. We've got some light. We can walk outside, get some air if we want. So it's worked out great. The Federation here has been incredibly cooperative. Perfecto.
After a couple of days of the same situation, we got pretty fast at the setup. First of all, we would attach and raise the brown muslin background that we had brought with us from LA. The lighting setup was fairly simple, yet very effective. The octabox up and to the right served as the key light, while the large white panel adjacent to it added the fill. The only other light source was a dyne light head with a grid spot aimed at the background.
The first day, we got the setup complete. We kind of sat and waited, and the first wrestler came onto the set, got into his costume. I shot the full-length pictures with my 7200, and then I moved in with the wide angle and realized that he was wearing a mask. All I could see were his eyes. Fortunately, these guys, these men and women, are very expressive, very good at acting with their eyes and their bodies, and that's what we had to work with. As we progressed, we even had some wrestlers whose masks didn't show the eyes. They had a mesh over it. In that case, again, it was a matter of the heads, the arms, the body, but they were good at it. Can you do that the other way around when he brought his arm up to that side? Yeah. It's very interesting because they know how to pose. They have worked out routines. They're very studied. They're very deliberate. And when they start, when you say listo, they start, you know, and they'll turn into a shot, or they'll breathe, or they'll growl, and they work this whole routine. And it's a different, you know, there are things I want them to do, but I don't want to break their mojo. You know, I let them do their thing. And if there's something I see that I like, we try and get them to repeat it. And then we kind of move in and try and do a little bit looser. But basically, these people have spent their careers learning poses, and they're really good at it. Here we are after 4 days at the Arena Mexico. We've shot over 60 wrestlers. We've met a lot of great people. We've learned about tacticos and rubos and a whole lot of stuff we didn't know. And now we're packing up, and there's only one thing left to do. At the Arena Mexico, Friday night fight. The match is about to start.
After lying dormant all week long, the Arena Mexico comes alive every Friday night. This is Mystico. He is the Federation's biggest star. He even has his own calendar.
Friday night was wild. I'd never been to anything like that before. You had the wrestlers flying out of the ring. I almost got hit a couple of times. The TV people were scrambling around. I could see why they let very few people photograph ringside there. You're really part of the show, part of the action. It was great.
So here we are, back at Garibaldi Square. After 5 days south of the border with the Lucha Libres, I am honored to have met some incredible people. The wrestlers are not only amazing athletes, but also proud and dignified entertainers. If you ever find yourself in Mexico City on a Friday night, stop by the Arena Mexico. You will surely find it fantastico.
About a month ago, the photos finally ran in Sports Illustrated, and our main edition of the magazine ran a double truck in leading off, which is very nice. And then, at about the same time as the regular magazine came out, our SI Presents SI Latino in Spanish came out with a title page and a 6-page spread. These are a couple of my favorite tight headshots. And then they ran a grid here, and then this picture, which is probably my all-time favorite, the guy who sets his hands on fire. But this was a really nice display. Again, lots of nice tight heads, good balance. So this is really the layout that I like a lot.
Muchas gracias.
Ahora tienen su mejor canción.